Right, North Loop's a big track, but we can do something brand new that we've never been able to do with random races before. Multiple car changes per lap. This video is brought to you by you. Thank you so much for simply being here and enjoying my content. Please do leave a comment, like the video, and consider subscribing if you haven't already for a chance to see your name here in a future video. This neon's going to be great off the line. It's so slow with swapping. HSW Banshee there, that's nice. But the neon's not going to be good up the straight. That's where the HSW cars are going to come in. Good on the acceleration though to get me out of the mess. Bloody hell, that's one hell of a line. So this is random sports cars on the North Loop. The North Loop is a very long track. We're only doing... Did I say how many laps we're doing? Yeah, 5 laps. Okay, good. We're only going to be doing 5 laps. But something that we've not been able to do with random races on the various servers before is this. Car changes multiple times during the lap. So even longer tracks can still have a random race on it. You can do a random all with this if you wanted. But I've chosen to limit it to sports cars because that's kind of synonymous with the North Loop. It's one of the more common classes to use. And I thought it would be interesting because sports cars itself has such a wide variety of vehicles. You've got HSW Niobe with a 55-second lap time on my testing and 150, 160 mile an hour top speeds for like the Banshee GTS HSW. All the way down to the Blister Compact, which is like a 1 minute 15 lap time, 20 seconds lap time difference. And very much lower top speeds. And everything in between. 100 or so, well there's more than 100 cars in the sports class, but they're not all in this random race because not all of them are available. Common S2 Cabrio, okay. And there's also the element of, you know, being able to drive the North Loop well, considering that was an Italy GTO Stinger TT that I just matched in a Sultan. Common S2 Cabrio's got some good top speed, doesn't it? And this is probably the one that is most rigged in my favour, I would say. If I was going to rig a random race, like I wanted to make this anyway, but 100% the most rigged in my favour because I own every single sports car in the game. So you won't see a single stock vehicle in this one. I own everything that we'll see. But the randomness can still hurt me. I might get a Blister Compact or a Futo or something else that's super slow when other people get a load of HSW cars. But I'm not going to be getting a stock vehicle, which is an inherent advantage immediately. At least everything I have is custom. Is that an HSW S95 behind? That looks like it. But yeah, there's another version of this sort of race that I've done as well with the new Blaine County 24 Hours. That's the same sort of thing, but it's limited to the Sports Classics class, which is probably my favourite class on my favourite track. And that one, because it's still a long track, but it's slightly shorter, you change cars 3 times a lap. Not quite as many as 5. But I was curious about how this would play out. And whether it would, sort of more so than anything, how it would feel. To sort of, we've gotten so used over the years to having, you know, short laps where you change a car every lap. I was curious how it would feel to be doing a longer lap, but changing multiple times across a lap. Would it feel different? Would it be worse? Would it be better? Like, how would it feel? So far, I do think I prefer changing the car every lap on a shorter track, but it feels totally fine to be doing a longer track with multiple car changes. Yeah, this is the drift tamper, but not the drift version, thankfully. There'll be no drift cars in this, even though they're technically in the sports class. Like, my main thought with this, I've been hesitant to make a random all version of the longer tracks, like the North Loop, for example, or even the full regular tracks, like LSGP with 2 car changes a lap, Ron Raceway, the full circuit with 3 car changes a lap or something like that. Obviously I've done Blaine County and North Loop with restricted to sports classics and sports cars, but I haven't chosen to do random all with them because I wasn't sure how it would play out. But maybe this works. Maybe I should make random all versions. Oh, I've been caught. Someone must have had something quick on that last segment. I haven't had an HSW car yet. Wow, I haven't made that mistake in a long time. Almost into the tree. I don't know, you let me know when I put this up on YouTube, or now in the chat. Would you like to see a random all version of this? Okay, I've now got one of the slowest sports cars. My real life car. Yeah. I think that's something I might experiment with then. Making a random all version of some of the bigger tracks. Well, the full tracks. In addition to just the shorter variations. I still don't think... I still think I would prefer... I prefer in general 1 car per lap sort of thing. But I still think it would work. I might at least try it anyway. We'll make the track and try it and see how it feels. There will be like that extra element of randomness, I suppose. Like, are you going to get a car that's good for the segment of the track that you're about to be on? Hey, my first HSW car. Not that I needed this advantage, really. Look at the gap. Holy moly. I mean, I am very experienced with the North Loop, right? I also could say that I have creator advantage because it's my track and I've been racing it for the last 11 years now. But this is some rigging. You know when you all say rigged in the chat and it's all just luck? This feels as close to rigging as it's possible to be. Ice cream. You don't hear that as often anymore. I mean, there's a 20-second gap from top of sport to bottom. So it's not as if you can't get bad cars. I just have a lot of things going my way for this one, I guess. You know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm happy about it. I'll take it.
And we
Wow.
Are you serious?
At the crux with the 99.99 super chat. Thank you very much. That's crazy. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. That's crazy. I can't say any more than that. Just thank you. That's craziness. I don't feel like I deserve that with all this rigging. Look at the gap. Komodo again. I really wish there wasn't duplicates in vanilla random alls. But yeah, there would be a, like, you know, for a random all version of this, getting a car with high straight line speed but not very good cornering abilities would be better relatively on this part of the track than it would be on the last part of the track. So there would be a sort of extra element of variation with that. I do think the best form of random races is when you change cars every lap and it's a shorter lap. But, you know, this also does allow for less chaos, maybe, with shortest needing to use short tracks with 30 players all the time. RSX back up towards the top of the class. This might be a little difficult on the downhill. Friggin' understeer central. I mean, it's fine. it's totally fine. RSX still bugged 2 years after launch. It's not bugged, it's intentional. They programmed it to not have the grip from the spoiler. Okay, oh man, this is not the right car for this segment of the track. The Envisage did not have a good top speed. Well, I suppose it's better than some of the other electric vehicles I could get, but this is all top speed, this section. Are you allowed to respawn if you're stuck? Yeah, that's fine. If you've fallen off the mountain or something. Oh, I guess that was Box being stuck. I get that this might be the most boring random race that I've ever uploaded to watch. I'm very much enjoying it though. Back in the Sultan again. I mean, there will be a lot of other people in this race who will also have a lot of sports cars. Man is having a child, can't take away his happiness. Yeah, give me this. just give me this. And you've also still got to know how to drive the North Loop, which is a very challenging track. The busyness on the track is a big part of what makes random alls fun. Yeah, that's also a good point. Like in a normal random all. Oh, the Segoy again. All these duplicates. Considering there's like 80 odd cars that could be chosen. That's a good point, you know. on a normal random all track, that, you know, everything's the same. It's the sports cars limited, but it's a shorter variation of the circuit. You know, it's a 1 lap, 1 minute type deal. I would be racing against a lot of other people in different cars at the moment. There would be people a lap down, 2 laps down, sometimes in cars quicker than me, re-overtaking me and stuff like that. So, you know, it's things like this is why I was curious whether this sort of thing would even work, because, yeah, I think truly the best way for these random races is shorter tracks, but, you know, I don't know. Yeah, and also seeing what other people have. Oh, nice. I kind of needed this. I was in some slow cars for a few laps there. Well, for a few segments. Yeah, being able to see what other people have is part of the fun as well. You come around one lap and you see someone in a dozer or an air tug or something like that. Like, you do lose a bit of that when it's a long lap, changing multiple times. I think I'll make a version of Random All, probably on the North Loop like this, and we'll just see how it plays out. But we might end up deciding that it's not as fun. Drift tamper again? All the duplicates. What's the gap? 14 seconds. I feel like it's been hovering around the same for a while. That can be evaporated in 1 second if I end up getting in one segment, if I end up getting a blister compact and someone behind has a Niobe HSW or something. The drift tampers in the slower half of the class as well. You know what? It's just lovely to drive this track. Sport cars often work around here very nicely, and, well, most cars do. Any excuse to drive the North Loop is just great. LG Retro Custom again, and not a very good top speed vehicle for the top speed section. This only has a top speed of like 114 or something, if my memory serves me correctly. Like, an HSW car behind me would just eat me up big time. My luck is starting to ebb away a little bit with some of these cars I'm getting. Might still be the custom versions of them, but I'm not getting them in the most ideal situations. Having this in the latter half of the track would be a lot better. Yeah, I'm being gapped. I've been absolutely gapped. Kuruma, again, another slow one. That 15-second gap or whatever has just completely disappeared from getting the LG Retro Custom with its low top speed on the full top speed segment. It was a slow burner this race. It's gonna reward those who stuck with it. Watching me go around on my own for a while. 1 lap to go after this. Could be a interesting one because there's just no gap anymore. That'll do. Got it at exactly the right moment as well. Because the Lacroix of all the HSW sports cars has one of the worst top speeds but the best grip. So to get it in the twisty section is mega. Alright, coming on to the last lap. The horn. Corsita, we're back in the top echelons of sports now. I love the look of the Corsita. Really, I just need to avoid a blister compact, honestly. Okay, he's going to be going straight on. It's a different kind of intensity, this. Okay, the Nile. I've ended up getting the two quickest sports cars with the Lacroix and the Niobe. I think that's settled it. It's over. It's absolutely over. Holy cow, this car is fast. This is the out-and-out fastest car in the entire game. It doesn't have the highest top speed. It doesn't have the best lap time by fractions. But you put them both together and it's just deadly. I'll accept the rigged. I'll accept it this time. Well, you don't know.
He's a scumbag. He's an absolute scumbag.
People behind might have had 3 HSW Niobes already in this race. And I'm only here because of my incredible driving skills around the North Loop. You don't know. Oh, another low top speed car. My gap is 19 seconds. Okay, let's see what it is by the time I'm out of this. I'm sure that's it. I think so. There's big field spread on the North Loop now. We're seeing people on the crossover. Finally get to see people. Just took the whole race with the crossover. Okay, I'm going straight on. Don't pull in front of me. Okay, good. Paragon are armoured. It's in the top half. Okay, whoever was in second place, I don't know what they've had, but to be slower than the ZR350, it must have been pretty bad. Because they didn't catch me up on that straight segment, so I think we're alright. 23 seconds, one more card change to go. I think even if I get a blister compact now, I don't think it will be enough. Okay, it is one of the slowest. It was almost a blister compact. This might be dicey. How is this? How does this deserve to be in the sports class? What a stupid car! unrigged. I mean, I don't know where this is position-wise in sports. I can't remember, but I feel like it's only just ahead of the Blister Compact. I can't remember if there's anything in between them. Thank God I got the Niobe and the Lacroix. I'm still 20 seconds, so it's alright. Well, you can call it rigged as much as you want, but I'll enjoy it. Anytime you can get a win on the North Loop, it's always a beautiful experience. Probably the most boring random race we've ever done in terms of watching it, because I was just on my own for the whole thing, apart from one moment at the end on that second last lap. But that was nice. Interesting, the best laps, because the best laps are gonna be from multiple cars. So the best lap was a 450. 8 seconds quicker than my best lap. See, I told you. I told you. It's just, you know, my skill around the North Loop that did it. As soon as I caught up to you, my cars got worse. Yeah, it seemed like it, because Banshee GTS HSW up the hill on that lap. You know, that could probably just do 8 seconds on its own, even in that small segment. HSW Banshee's so fast. To get it on the straights bit, where I was getting all the low top speed cars, that would make a big difference. So disgustingly rigged. Yeah, that was fun. I mean, it was fun to get a win, and you know, it was rigged in my favour, but I still had to avoid the nonsense and drive well enough to make it happen, so I'll enjoy it. It was a fun race. We'll try a random all on here at some point. I don't know if it'll work quite as well as the smaller laps, but we can give it a go. But it's interesting to be able to try these different things and mix it up and do something new with random races like this. That's what it's all about, really. Exploring what we can do different.